y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the brand new Calm collection for spring 2020 from Zoya Nail Polish. These were sent to me for review, and I'll go ahead and link that storefront down below where you can find these. I really like that for this season they're only doing a set of 6 as opposed to the usual 12. That's going to give you fewer polishes to choose from. However, I think they did a really good job in nailing a nice spring palette. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the swatches. So first up is Colleen, and Colleen is described as a delicate pink cream with a warm undertone. So in terms of opacity, this is listed as a 5. This one is right on the edge of being a nude. Very, very wearable, very flattering. It also does have a little bit of like those warm orange tones that look great on pretty much any skin tone. This is kind of like a soft, easy way to get us ready for the summer. 2 coats is all you need for this one. If you wanted to, you could go in for just a thicker first coat, and that will get you completely there. I do want to mention that for all of my swatches today, I did go ahead and opt for that thicker upgrade brush. I'll link that down below if you'd like some more information on that as well. The original brush on Zoya is a little bit thinner, still easy to use, but I do prefer that thicker brush. So that was a beauty. I loved it on my skin tone. Next up is Emerson, and she can best be described as a modern baby blue cream. Again, in terms of opacity, this one is rated as a 5. I do definitely feel like that is a representation of the actual formula. One coat went on nice and smooth. I was really able to get close to my cuticles and sidewalls with that rounded brush. It's not completely opaque for me. I did go in not super heavy, so I'm going to go ahead and let that dry down and then show you how it builds up for me with a second coat. 2 coats, it does build to full coverage. Very beautiful pale color, really flattering on my red toned skin. So this is a look at that completed mani. Add just 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath the artificial lighting. This does have some gray notes in there that makes it very wearable, and this is my final swatch photo underneath my artificial ring lighting. So next up is Leif, and she might be my top pick of the collection. So this one is described as a gentle and harmonious light sage green cream. I think Zoya is fabulous at doing these light green sage colors. I think they are among my top favorite Zoya polishes, and this one is no exception. The formula is really nice. I feel like this is a lighter sage than the others in my collection, so if you have a few and you're kind of eyeballing it, if you prefer the lighter shades, this is one that you're going to want to pick up. So there is a look at that second swatch. 2 coats, it does get me to full coverage. Really happy with the finish here. It does dry down nice and glossy even without a top coat. So here is a look at that completed mani. Add just 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial ring lighting. And then this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same lighting. Next up, I have V, and she is described as a muted French lilac cream. So again, some gray notes running throughout makes this very wearable. I feel like this is going to be a fan favorite. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's swatched today for me on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. This one is almost a complete one coater. I really feel like it's going to be down to your application method. If you prefer these creams at 1 or 2 coats, I kind of, depending on my mood, will wear them either way. I did like going in for the second coat just to get as close to my sidewall as I could, and it does make for full coverage. So here is a look at that completed mani. I had 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial ring lighting. I believe my macro lighting was on for this shot as well, so I really feel like this is pretty color accurate. And then this is my final swatch photo at an angle underneath that same artificial lighting. Next up is AJ, and she is described as a subtle sparkling blush with a gorgeous copper micro shimmer. So this is the only polish with a little bit of glitz and glamour in this collection. Y'all know I'm a big glitter girl, so already huge fan of this one. So in terms of opacity, it's rated as a 4, which I found to be pretty accurate. This first coat goes on nice and easy. I did go in a little bit thin here, but it makes for a good base. 2 coats is going to bring this one almost to complete coverage. Depending on if you go in for maybe a little bit of a thicker first coat, you may be able to get away with this one in just 2. I'm going to go ahead and complete this coat, let it dry down, and then show you how it built up for me today with a third and a final coat. I do prefer this polish at 3. I just think it's going to give the most intense shimmer on the nail. Also, I had nice even coverage in a 3. This one does dry down maybe a little bit dull, so I do recommend going in with a 1 coat of your favorite glossy top coat. So here is a look at that completed mani. It is showing up maybe just a touch more orange toned here on camera than it is in person. So this is my final swatch photo at an angle underneath that same lighting. So rounding out the collection today, I have a Laura, and Laura is definitely more of a nude tone. I really did like this on my skin. I think it's almost my perfect mannequin hands shade a little bit lighter. So this one is described as being a soft pink tone ivory cream. So it's kind of pink, kind of ivory, a little bit off-white. Very, very work appropriate. So this, again, typical Zoya cream is going to be down to 1 or 2 coats depending on your application method. I have no issues with it pulling, running down the stem, or anything like that. So here is a look at that completed mani. Add 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath the artificial lighting. Just super, super sweet. Great base for nail art. And then this is my final swatch photo at an angle under that same lighting. So that does wrap up my swatch and review of the Calm collection. Again, these are available right now for Zoya Spring 2020. So check out that link below. If you're interested in the wider brush, it's going to be the Z wide brush. I'll go ahead and link the link down below for that as well. I definitely do recommend that upgrade. So that's all I have for today. If you'd like to see more, you can also follow me on Instagram at Sloppy Swatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.